Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Taco Tuesday to you. I trying to start the show. I'm going to try and start the show a little earlier just because yesterday we had a little technical glitch, couldn't shut the show down. And then it ran into the other show, which didn't work anyway because it was so messed up. All the X spaces, no one could hear the speaker. You could only hear the speakers, not the host. Anyway, yeah, so all kinds of technical difficulties. So it was so messed up. All the my plan, just checking it on X. My plan here is to, when I can, try and end a little earlier in case that ever happens again. And I think X Space. I was on a lot of spaces yesterday, so hopefully those got resolved. But anyway, yeah, crazy. So crazy day. Part from my restreaming software froze up, and then X. So I just deleted everything. So I know some people heard live, but then we're stuck with 15 minutes of silence. So hopefully a little bit better today. Hopefully have a little bit better today. Good day out there today. Looking pretty good. You can see Bitcoin here. But we'll jump over and look at the news. It's really all Qatar came out and made some real positive statements. Oil dropped a lot. We'll look at that. But that's really, I think, what spurred it off. And then Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, was on one of the news things today live and saying he thought a deal. So first off, Qatar had spoke positively about a deal getting done, and then so did Scott Bessent. So hey, AIM GM, good to see you there. Rocking that Doginal dog, man. Good to see you, AIM. Appreciate that, man. Now there's a community right there, the Doginal dogs. Problem is I can't tell who's who, but I do know who AIM is. The dogs are so small, but they've been around forever. You go into their spaces, it's all Doginal dogs. You got to really scroll down a long ways. Love to see solid communities out here. So appreciate you. Yeah, yesterday was a complete technical nightmare. First on my restream software locked up. I couldn't end this show. And then unrelated, the X space didn't work at all. But I was on space all day yesterday. Looked pretty good. So good to see everyone. Thank you, AIM, for pulling up, and a bunch of other people I see live. Hopefully we have a little better luck. But a good day today. Like I say, Scott Bessent speaking good, saying a deal's probably today or tomorrow. And I don't believe any of this, but what I do is I'll go and I'll look at oil. And I did see oil. We'll take a look over here on the thing. Oil, 77.61, down 3.4. I think we got up to like 90. We're still $10 higher from where we were last time, supposed peace deal. But we've been hearing this rhetoric on both sides for 5 months. I don't believe any of it. But I do believe with oil being down, to me, that says something. At least there's a belief that something's good's going to happen. NASDAQ future, well, not futures. We're open now, 5 minutes now. So futures, we're looking up. Let's see how we actually opened. Hey, Scott. Great show this morning. Been having some long shows over from the Heine community. Does a morning show at 8:30 every day on X. Also helps me. Scott also helps me host my show right after this. Like I say, yesterday, my restream software froze, and that we're frozen for 10, 12, 14 minutes. So I'm going to try and end this at 10 minutes too, just in case that ever happens again. And then, of course, the X space were not. Yesterday was a complete waste. Other than everyone who heard this live got a little benefit, I think, but then had to sit at the end going, what the heck? Anyway, good to see you too, Mr. Heine, the founder over there. Happy Taco Tuesday. I don't know if I'm going to do tacos or not. I might. Barbecue place here has great tacos. But I went on a hike last night. I've been slacking, going to the gym. Been real busy with a bunch of IRL business stuff. Been slacking, so I'm going to try and hit the gym right after this. I did get up at like 3:30 today, though, an hour earlier than I usually do. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I did have a nice hike last night. Felt good. But NASDAQ, yeah, just like the futures were pointing, up 1.22%. Dow Jones up 1.27, and S&P up 0.6. Stocks surge on earnings led by Palantir and Caterpillar. Cat, of course, being one of the in part of the Dow. The Dow only has 30 stocks in it, right? So yeah, the asking Mr. Heine's asking about him. You know what? I know one's brisket, probably one's chicken, and one's pork. So sure they'd mix them up if you want. Though the brisket's usually a little, yeah, they're really good. I've posted some videos on Twitter. I probably posted them here too. But yeah, really good. Like $10, you get these 3 tacos, better than most of the taco places. And it's cheap. They're big tacos. I might just hit it today. Starting to sound good. Caterpillar, when we had the salt mine, we were big customers of Caterpillar. And they're a global company, right? They really are. Yeah, they're all over the place, right? They're the number one global yellow iron, they call it. Bulldozers. These, of course, are track hoes. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, they're huge business, man. They make so much in parts. We'd have them come out all the time, man. They bring their truck out to because some of the stuff you can't do. A lot of the stuff you've got to have, even the tires. Like we had 740 dump trucks. Yeah, Palantir, yeah, Life and Glory. It absolutely destroyed. And Caterpillar did well as well. Scored SpaceX later on today. But anyway, I'm going to try and end the show at 10-2 just because of the fact that we have I just in case I ever have happened what happens yesterday, which my restream, which I used to stream to multiple platforms, froze up, and then I couldn't went to the other stream, which didn't work anyway because of X. So yeah, complete waste yesterday. Except people who were listening live, we're still able to talk until I couldn't shut it down. But yeah, good stuff. I love to see it. I mean, the S&P, I don't keep track of the number, but these have to be near an all-time high. 76.42, 53.871, 26.188. Those have to be near all-time highs. SpaceX looking like, 120. Wow, SpaceX up 5.5% today. A strategy looking good as well, 92.66. Kind of crazy yesterday. A lot of people, hey, Julio, GM, coming from X. Bunch of people listen on X, bunch of people on YouTube. Yeah, it's a good day today, too. Lots to talk about. Let's look at Bitcoin. 63. Well, let's let it refresh. It might be. Yeah. Oh, looks like we didn't quite we did get over 64. 63,938. Up 1.6% for the day. Finally, the surface dissipated. Oh, yeah, life's down there in the Malibu area or somewhere, SoCal there, somewhere. But finally, crazy surf. Big surfer comes from a huge surfing family. Finally, the surf is dissipated, off to kill some fish. Been 3 weeks since I killed a fish. Tuna is in the AM. Tune into the AM show late. Man, sounds good. I got some envy here. I ate sushi the other day. I didn't dare post it because I figured you'd get on me for not killing it. But great, man. Lifestyle is so important, right? Better to have a good lifestyle and enough money than a lot of money and a crappy lifestyle, both from your health, mental, and just overall happiness. Life's out there doing his thing, going, man, I've never speared fish, to be honest with you, but done thousands of scuba dive. Main thing I like is catching lobster, but I have free dive, but you have to be in shape, man. I can only hold my breath for like 2 minutes, but not after I've been swimming. I couldn't ever, when I was in the Bahamas, I couldn't ever get a lobster deeper than about 20 feet. Cause you got to go down, find them. You see their antennas sticking out. You go down, you got to find them, grab them, bring them up. Yeah. 20, maybe 30 feet max. But anyway, good stuff, man. Good luck. Be safe out there. Have fun. And yeah, I've never spearfished, but I scuba dive all the time, free dive a lot, but I'd like to learn how to do that better. Ethereum, 1872, up 1.2%. XRP, $778, basically $1.08, up 0.7. Solana, Solana, we're looking at, let's see, pull that up and I'll tell you. Solana 73.98, up 1.6%. Good stuff. TBB, man. I've been talking a little bit about Jason Williams, been supporting this. Crashed, man. A horrible crash the last couple of days. All the way, believe it or not, all the way down to like 4.6, 4.7. And then popped back pretty quick. Now we're at 11.8. So think about that. Almost a triple. Not quite a triple, but two and a half plus. Crazy. A lot of FUD. A lot of probably just went up too fast. It was 30 days, 31 days. I mean, it went up to 50 million, right? Was staying around 40 million and then just came down and down and down and down. And yeah, I mean, but I'll tell you what it did do. It gave some people, like good friend out there who I like a lot is Shogun. Shogun came in early, was supporting, but didn't get in real early, right? I heard him on his space last night while I was hiking that I was originally helping to co-host. He came on, he was happy. He'd done some trading over on Robinhood, came in yesterday and just came in hard on that dip and was super excited. And that's good. That's how you build your foundation. You get real people who are supporting, but didn't really get big bags, able to flip some other bags over to this. You have stronger holders. So anyway, and some of the early people who are fudding it, they're not going to come back, or at least aren't going to be welcomed back. Look, everyone's going to do their thing, how they trade it. Some big whales got out. We'll replace them and hopefully grind up with some utility, some community, some, momentum. And then the baby Bitcoin bull, which kind of caused part of the controversy, whatever they're holding strong. I think that's kind of dust to settle, like Life and Glory said, 434. They're out there doing their thing. Cash Cat had a bit of a pop today, I noticed. 71.1, up 51%. So Cash Cat, not dead yet, using one of its 9 lives. And Ansem holding okay, 186.6. So I want to see Ansem do good. I think that's probably better, good for all the creator coins, good for Solana. So we have Cash Cat for the bad, won the day. Wells Fargo, $2.2 trillion Wells Fargo, third largest bank in America. They were going to roll out tokenized deposits for corporate clients this fall. So probably give them that way. They'll have better access more. So, but you see they're moving in that direction, right? Pretty soon everything gets tokenized. Honestly, lots of news today. Big news day, good positive day. CZ, we had that whole cold card fiasco, which was just bad tech, just bad sloppy tech on their part, right? Ledger and Treasury and stuff, they use standard other ways to generate those seed phrases. They just didn't do a good job, and other companies have shortcut as well. So it was a problem specific to them, but it's still scary. And I think people are scared of cold storage right now. And CZ says, statistically speaking, you're a little better off using centralized exchange. Of course, listen, I had a good buddy bought 50 Bitcoin back when it was like 25, 35,000. Wanted cold storage. And I said, nah, put it on a centralized exchange till you learn what you're doing. Haven't talked to him for a while. Don't know if he ever wound up really want to do cold storage. I'm like, unless I don't know. I get it. Not your keys, not your coins and stuff, depending on what you're trying to accomplish and whatever. But yeah, you got to really learn it and do a good job. And I think a lot of Bitcoiners got hurt. I think it's up to like 1,300 Bitcoin. Yeah, horrible. And they did everything right, just it wasn't them. It was the cheap software. U.S. Treasury said a deal is on the Straits Camus, could come today or tomorrow. That and also Qatar speaking positively, I think, is what kicked us off. So good day today. Now, this is crazy. I'm thankful and just baffled by this guy. Jim Cramer has announced live on CNBC that he is about to sell his Bitcoin due to a quantum threat. So he's talking to some guy, I think the CEO of IBM and stuff, which is a smart guy, a big tech guy, not in the top few hundred quantum experts, and said, well, do I need to worry? And he said, I'd start to worry a lot in 3 years or 4 years or whatever. And listen, I've studied this exhaustively ad nauseum. Most quantum guys say 10 years to never, right? So, and they're obviously already making these things. So yeah, he's selling his Bitcoin, which is great for us because the reverse Kramer, he's just so dumb when it comes to Bitcoin, right? This guy has like not just bad, but just horrible takes. Always has, right? And the reverse Kramer is a real thing, probably better than any chart or anything you can read. So thankful Jim Cramer. I'm just always flabbergasted on how he just makes the wrong call no matter what. Trump administration drafting a ban on Chinese data center equipment, according to Reuters. That's smart, right? This is a global arms race. This is a war with the AI and the data centers. It can affect so much stuff, war, information, media, everything. So I think that's a smart move. Sure, China's going to do similar. You don't want that, right? Stupid that we're reliant on China for our penicillin and the stuff that we need. That's just dumb. Dumb for any country not to be self-sufficient. Or as Life and Glory would tell you, he raised his own chickens and got a couple sheep and vegetables, and then he spears his own fish. So yeah, he'd tell you the same thing. Revolut, Revolut, like one of the biggest debit card issuers in the world. They also getting heavily into crypto. So I guess their founder bought a $300 million yacht and then went around the broker who showed it to him and went right to the owner and cut him out of his $17.5 million 5% commission. So he's suing him. Don't know the truth of that, but I don't know. When you get in that money, it could come down to contract. I don't think just a verbal agreement, but yeah, it's interesting and something like that. Bad look if it's true, right? Bad look for the Revolut. I know a lot of people hate Revolut anyway because I know they're always freezing people's cards and stuff like that. But yeah, they're a $65 billion company. Oil crashed 77 after Qatar said U.S.-Iran de-escalation effort are ongoing. I think it was a combination between Qatar and Scott Bessent saying that on TV. So this morning. So Solana, this is awesome. This is some big news. Great news, I think, for Solana. Very bullish. And then, by the way, Gokhshtein, we know David Gokhshtein out here. He's probably the biggest. Him and Jason, those two are probably the biggest voices in the trenches and here on crypto Twitter. And by that, these interact with us, right? People we've known and shows and spaces, and we comment on our stuff, right? And the other day when this whole a TBB, the baby bull controversy was going, it's an interesting thing. It wasn't cut and dried as normally would because a lot of the parties were very interconnected. Anyway, David Gokhshtein, who's been away from Spaces and X for a while, right, other than his daily news show, which he's interviewing the likes of Michael Saylor and stuff, very professionally, very well done, good dude out here, right? Anyway, David, so anyway, in the midst of this controversy, David let Digi and his wife and girlfriend Moon Queen come up, wife, whatever, better half, let's just call it that, much better half. Digi's much better half, Moon Queen. They went up there, were able to kind of talk about it. It was a Friday night. This was last Friday night, in fact, and really he had nothing to do with this. No dog in the fight. He's kind of been staying away from it. Hasn't even really been commenting too much on meme coins and stuff like that, specific meme coins. So I felt like he really took his time out. So I thought, you know what? And I started noticing this Gokhshtein media feed, and I hadn't noticed it that much, to be honest with you. But now I thought, you know what? I really kind of went out of my way to check these. And what it is, it's actually like a hyper news feed, right? You just get the little clippets, and it's good. It's good to do and turn on things because it gives you the news that's changing the markets, right? So anyway, I think, oh crap, we're already over the time I wanted to do. But anyway, follow Gokhshtein Media at Gokhshtein, and they're the little clippets that can change the market, give you an idea. Hey, maybe get out, maybe buy this, maybe short oil, maybe go long oil. It's those little super fast news things. But anyway, this is great. So I've been going out of my way to use them. And there's a few others I really like, but I'm going out of my way, and it's been very beneficial. And I'm encouraging other people in the trenches to do the same. It's a way we can support his platform. It's very good. But anyway, Solana proposal seeks to increase daily SOL burns from 47,000 to 650,000, a 14x raise and double the disinflation rate. So that means less SOL out there. Supply and demand. Cut the supply, keep demand done. Price goes up. So shout out to that. I hope it passes. Benjamin Cowan said crypto's not been this cheap since 210. According to his analysis, we're 62% fair value, but he expects more pain than the next 2 weeks, midterm, stuff like that. So for what it's worth. Starlink is expanding. Starlink faster than ever. SpaceX. Starlink now accounts for 79% of Falcon 9 missions, up from 54%. Starlink also generates roughly 60% of SpaceX total revenue. Those of you guys follow me know I'm a huge SpaceX fan. Huge SpaceX fan. JP Morgan says failing to pass the Clarity Act this year will be a setback to undermine one of the industry's biggest regulatory catalysts. Look, if we don't pass this, we just have to have the CFTC and SEC make stuff up that's going to get reversed under the next administration. America's lost the battle, right? No more talk about this, that companies just aren't going to be here. I already, the fund I run, because of Biden and stuff, we moved offshore years and years ago, like 2020, right? And we have no, and I spent a lot of my time overseas and was looking for plan B, more real estate, who knows, even extra passports case, because I'm telling you, it's not good. We're going to lose to Dubai, Singapore, all these other places that are seeking to become crypto capitals. It's dumb. We lose a piece of that whole industry. Dumber than shit. But these are how corrupt and stupid these politicians are. Idiots. Worthless freaking idiots. But it also doesn't change too fast, and that's kind of why I guess we're still here 250 years later, though that's not shit. Ottomans were around for from 2000 and 2005 to 500 years AD to freaking 1920 or some shit like that. So, what was this post? Oh, I think this is one of my biggest news things. Let's see here. Yeah, stupid computer. Yeah, this is probably, but the other one was Grant Cardone just bought another 5.3, 5.3 billion is his size of his holdings right now. He bought another 350 Bitcoin for 22.3 million. Been on a lot of space. He follows me on a couple spaces with him yesterday. I love what he's doing. Shout out to Grant Cardone and his system, bringing real estate money in. This is huge right here. $55 trillion BNY and Galaxy are partnering to bring staking to BNY's digital asset custody platform. A lot of good news today, man. See a lot of people on the timeline listen live. I appreciate you. Feel free to join me in 5 or 6 minutes over at the top of the hour. Scott will be there. Come up. Let's talk. We'll talk a little more about TBB. We'll cover all this news, get some different opinions, see if anything else breaking. But thank you guys for joining me. I would say have a great Taco Tuesday.